Okay. Emma, if you would, just give us your thoughts on today's match.
I thought I played a very good match today. I mean, from the beginning, I knew that Sara was an extremely difficult opponent. She was going to make a lot of balls and not make many mistakes at all. So I knew I had to hit through her, and I had to work so hard for every single point. And even despite the score, I mean, there were a lot of juice games that could have gone either way. So I'm just really, really happy to have been able to come through that.
Okay.
Emma, Steve Brenner from The Sun. I mean, she's been on such a great run this year, had some fantastic results. Did it maybe surprise you the way you went through it, or did you have the confidence that you showed?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, she's been in great form. I can definitely tell why, because she's such a tricky opponent to play. And I kind of went out there with nothing to lose, and just knew that if I was going to win or have a shot of winning, that I was going to have to dominate and try and hit the corners as many times as possible and not miss. So I managed to execute today. I'm really pleased.
Right, Ben.
I'm Ben Rothenberg, New York Times. You joked at Wimbledon, I think, about not liking to run during points, or saying that running's not your favorite thing to do on court. And these were a lot of long rallies against Sara, like average like over 6 shots a rally. So what was your sort of comfort level in the sort of longer exchanges with a player like her who really likes keeping points longer?
Yeah, definitely. I was fully prepared mentally to go into the match and have to face a lot of long rallies and points. Just through her sheer athleticism, she can get to so many balls and make it an extremely consistent and physical battle. But having played like 4 or 5 weeks on the tour now, I think that with each week I'm getting more and more accustomed to the physical demands of playing at this level. And I think I'm improving. And at this Grand Slam, you get a day off in between to recover, so it definitely helps the body. And I'll be fresh for Monday. What's
your sort of balance of freshness now versus, and feeling ready, but versus also having a lot of matches in the last few days, playing qualifying, playing Chicago? Yeah. Are you all tired, or are you just feeling good to go?
Yeah, honestly, after having like 3 days off after qualifying and then 1 day off in between, I feel like really good in my body physically. The only thing, and also the other thing is, having so many matches, you just feel so confident going onto the court and in your game. And with each game, I think I've upped my ball strike. I'm excited to see what Monday brings.
Emma, Mike Dixon, Daily Mail. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing with Andrew and kind of how that's working, and what he's brought to you? And you go back some way with him, don't you? I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Andrew is a very good coach. He is extremely experienced, having played himself. So he knows the ins of the game, and he knows what it takes to perform as a player from a player's perspective. And he's very good at instilling the fundamentals into my game. And just making me realize like doing the basics to a really good level is going to take you a long way. And he's also a very like calming character. So sometimes if I'm getting like intense or like too fired up or expect too much from myself, he's very, very good at just relaxing me and like reassuring me. So I'm really glad to be working with him.
Did you have a good chemistry when you sort of worked with him age 11, 12?
Yeah, I mean, I worked with him for 2 years when I was younger, so it meant a lot to be able to work with him again. And I'm just really glad that he's taken time away from his family to be able to travel with me. Like, it really means a lot that he's willing to do that just to be on tour with me.
Emma, Stuart Fraser from The Times. I just wondered, people say sort of when they watch you for the first time, she really plays with like a smile on her face, it looks like she's really enjoying it out there. Do you think your sort of personality matches up really well with the sort of energy of the crowd here? It's very different in New York, and do you think that brings out the best in you?
There's definitely a lot more going on in New York than like at Wimbledon, for example. Like, everything is just dead silent at Wimbledon when you're playing, but here there's a lot more going on, and I think they're both different in their own ways. But I mean, I enjoy the crowd just as much. Like, their support helps me so much, and I really enjoy playing. And I think that when I'm playing my best is when I'm having fun and smiling, and that's when the best tennis comes out. And sometimes shots that you never expect to make, they come off the strings and they happen. So I think a bit of it is just having fun on the court and also just enjoying the moment. Like, it's not every day that you get to play for a spot in the second week, and I think that showed in my tennis today.
Court.
Courtney Nguyen, WTA Insider. Congratulations, Emma. I'm curious, how different does this week feel compared to Wimbledon?
Well, I think that my level of tennis here, I have to say, from my own perspective, I think I'm playing better tennis here than at Wimbledon. And of course, being on the hard courts, they're less forgiving than grass. But honestly, I think with the amount of matches I've played and the experience that I've accumulated in the last 4 or 5 weeks, my game is just getting better with each match. But yeah, I mean, the crowd has just been absolutely amazing still. And I think they're both completely different experiences, so you can't really compare. But both, I mean, I love both of them. So excited to keep going here for as long as possible.
Okay. Matt and Bill.
Matt Futterman from the New York Times. Is there anything going back to last year, 2 years ago, that helped prepare you for playing in front of thousands of people, answering questions from journalists, being on television, all of which you seem to be handling with a lot of poise? What do you owe that to?
Well, I think that the last year and a half, really, I haven't competed much, so nothing has entirely prepared me for playing in front of many, many people. But I think that by not playing, I just realized the hunger and determination to be out there, and it's definitely like once you're out and you just want to keep going and stay as long as possible. So I think it's the desire and hunger to just stay, and I'm extremely fresh. I haven't really played on tour for the whole entire year, and this whole experience is just so new to me, and I think it's the enjoyment factor that I'm getting.
Bill, and then we have to go online.
Bill Simons, Inside Tennis. Congratulations. Yesterday, 18-year-old Carlos had that great win over Tsitsipas, and 18-year-old Fernandez had her great win, and now you are continuing your run. Sort of similar to what you were just talking about, but talk about being 18 on the tour. Does it ever seem a little unreal to you? Does it seem special? Is it just like something magical for you?
I think that to have so many young players coming through is just really great for the game, because it just shows how strong this next generation is. And I think that having so many like young players and 18-year-olds, I think we all inspire each other to play better. And because like for me today, I wanted to join them in the second week as well, so that was an extra bit of motivation. But yeah, both of them, they're very, very nice people, and I'm very happy for them, and also very happy for myself that I can also go into the second week.
We're going to transition online. You can see the reporters on the left side. Simon, welcome. You are live.
Thanks. Well played, Emma. Can we just say, for the sake of argument, that Ashley Barty wins tonight? If it were to be Ashley, can you remember like watching her win the French Open a couple of years ago? And do you think it'll be a bit different in the way it feels to play somebody who's that level up? I know you've played a lot of good players, but nobody quite in her league.
Yeah, well, the match hasn't even started yet, and Shelby's playing on her home crowd, so it's very tough to say that who's going to win. And I think that playing in front of your home crowd, you have a different level of motivation. But I'm honestly ready to play whoever it is. And if it were to be Ash Barty, I mean, she's number one in the world. Like, to be able to play the best player in the world is honestly just like why you play tennis. And I'll just be able to compare my game, compare my level, and see what happens really. But I'm pretty motivated for any situation that I'm thrown into.
Thank you, Simon. Eleanor, you are live.
Hi, Emma. Well done. I know, as you say, we don't know who you're going to play next, but just on Ashe, kind of, how do you see her game? What do you see maybe her strengths that are different to other players that you've played so far?
Yeah, I think Ashe, being number one in the world, you have to have many strengths. So, she brings something. She doesn't play, your typical, like, fast, flat. She has the ability to mix things up with a slice backhand, with a great forehand and serve. So Yeah, like I don't really want to make any assumptions as to who's going to win, but again, as I said, I'm ready to play whoever.